Hello guys, it's the Geekazoid, and today I'll be bringing you a video of the top 10 PC games that you guys need to play before you croak.
10.
And the NYPD is currently in pursuit of Max Payne, a repeated felon believed to be armed and extremely dangerous. A winter storm warning is in effect in the whole
Max Payne,
as both freezing rain
released in 2001 by Remedy Entertainment, you play as Max Payne, a New York City cop who turned vigilante after his family was murdered by drug dealers. This is one of the most badass cop you can play in a video game, period. The game was revolutionary in the fact that it had bullet time, or introduced bullet time, which was a great strength, and it played flawlessly. The story was dark, gritty, and full of emotion, and I suggest any serious gamer to stop the video right now and play this game if you haven't done so already. Brilliant.
9.
But can it run Crysis? That was the word on every gamer's lips. I remember when this game first came out, I built a computer just so that it can run this game. Crysis is a first-person shooter, which was developed by Crytek and published by EA. The game revolved around these elite military guys who are sent on this mission. They have these nanosuits which enable them to have superhuman strength and speed, as well as a cloaking feature. And basically you go into this story where, first of all, some Koreans are involved in North Korea, and then slowly the game takes a turn where you later find out that these aliens, ancient aliens which are buried inside the earth, are activated, and the mystery deepens. The main strength of this game is its visuals. It was a beautiful game with stunning visuals, and it was basically a benchmark where other games were compared to it in regards to the visual fidelity. Definitely belongs in this list.
8.
Dragon Age Origins. This gem of a game is a role-playing game. It was developed by BioWare and is one of their best games, in my opinion, and was published by EA. Again, it's the first game of the franchise, and it was released all the way back in 2009 November. Basically, it's set in the fictional kingdom of Ferelden during a civil strife. You play a character that's either a human, a dwarf, or an elf, and you can play a warrior, a rogue, or a mage. And the game is about the Grey Wardens, basically, which is a secret warrior group. The Grey Wardens are tasked in protecting the lands from the Darkspawn. The Darkspawn are undead, basically, and what happens in the story is Darkspawn are starting to move into Ferelden, into the world of the living, and you find out that there's an archdemon which is granting them a portal to march into the world and to rise up in the world from the underground. And the story involves your character joining the Grey Wardens and fighting back the Darkspawn and defeating the Archdemon. The game has a beautiful storyline which is engaging, deep, and beautiful character development. You care about the characters in this game, you care about their backstories and what happens to them. And it's an engaging game from start to finish, and it's an absolute masterpiece which you have to play.
7.
No, Comrade Premier. It has only begun.
Command & Conquer Red Alert 2. Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 is a real-time strategy game by Westwood Pacific. It was released all the way back in October 23rd of 2000. Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 is the follow-up from the original game, Command & Conquer Red Alert. You play two factions. They were present in the original game, the Soviets and the Allies. Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 is an old-school real-time strategy game. It is difficult. It requires a level of thought before you make your moves, before you make your decisions in the game. And, you know, they don't make real-time strategy games like this anymore. It is a dying breed. This game was famous for its corny cutscenes, which are enjoyable and hilarious. It's a must-play for any real-time strategy fan or any gamer. And guys, give this game a twirl and enjoy it, because you will.
Enemies. Let's end this war.
6.
Mass Effect. Now we're moving on to the big boys. Released by BioWare in November of 2007. Mass Effect is a third-person shooter RPG, and it's a brilliantly written RPG at that. In Mass Effect, you play as Commander Shepard, who leads his team of friends to fight back an alien life form known as the Reapers. And the Reapers want to conquer the galaxy, and you're there to stop them. The game is, I believe, the best of the series. It is a beautifully written RPG where you feel like every decision you make within the game actually has an effect on the story. Also, the characters that come along with you on your journey, and also the characters that you meet while you're going through the story, these characters you really develop a relationship with. You really care about whether they live or die. And in the later game, you have to make some very difficult decisions without going into any spoilers. This is a solid RPG which any serious gamer needs to check out.
5.
Metro 2033 is a first-person shooter survival horror game developed by 4A Games and published by THQ back in 2010. The story is based on Dmitry Govolsky's novel of the same name, and it's set in Moscow underground. Basically, you play as a survivor by the name of Artyom. And Artyom goes on this mission to save his home station from the dangers that lurk within the metro. And the dangers that lurk within the metro are mutants who are in the darkness, in the shadows. This game is really good in that it plays on the strengths of the situation. If a post-apocalyptic event did take place, you have very little ammunition, and ammunition is actually used as a currency within the game. It is that important. So you're scavenging ammunition and you're trying to conserve ammunition and bullets within your weapons while you're trying to escape and fight these monstrosities in the darkness. The game is a masterpiece horror. It plays really well. It was buggy to begin with, but they did iron that out. And it's a wonderful game that really portrays how life is like underground if the worst was to ever happen.
4.
By order of the Emperor of Nilfgaard, for the murder of the wounded, looting, cannibalism, you are hereby sentenced to death by hanging or torment.
The Witcher 3. Whew, what an RPG. The Witcher 3 is developed by CD Projekt Red and it was released in 2015. It's actually the third game of the series. And to be honest, all of the Witcher games are excellent role-playing games. But if I was to pick a winner, it would be Witcher 3. Now, in Witcher 3, you play a character by the name of Geralt of Rivia, who's a monster hunter and is a witcher. Basically, witchers are these elite monster hunters who use magic of the world and use potions to enhance their combat effectiveness. And they are basically monster hunters for hire. Witcher 3, which is more tailored towards the more adult audience. It is an adult RPG and it does have some adult content in there. But the main strength I feel of the Witcher games is the lore. The Witcher games place you in a world which is fully fleshed out. It is a world with a lot of lore in it. It's a world with a lot of history, and it's a world which is believable. And any game that can give you that kind of feeling that you're in a believable environment and you are this Witcher is a wonderful game. It plays really well. Your decisions do have effects on the storyline itself. It's a wonderful game to play. Graphically is extremely beautiful game. And it's an epic RPG series, which you guys need to check out.
It'd be a bit much.
I have no idea how you cope.
Of course I go. I'm a woman.
Ain't that the truth?
That thing, that magic, that is Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, Grand Theft Auto 5, in my opinion, is the best in the series, although closely followed by Grand Theft Auto Vice City. But Grand Theft Auto 5 takes the win for me. It is developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games, and us PC gamers had to wait 2 years for this game. It was first released on the damn consoles in September of 2013, and then us PC gamers got it in April of 2015. But it did pay off, and it paid off in a really big way. The game is basically set in a fictional city of San Andreas, or a fictional state of San Andreas, based loosely in Southern California. The story follows 3 characters: Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. And the way these 3 characters, the dynamic between these 3 characters is really good to watch, and it's really good to play. Each character is unique. Each character has a different background and where they started off. And the missions themselves are really fun when the 3 characters come together. And it's quite unique in a game of how you select one character to another, and each character has his strengths. For example, Michael is really good at shooting. Trevor has a rage mode where he can dish out extra damage, and Franklin is really good at driving. So using these characters on your mission really develops a really good dynamic between the characters, and it's played out by the voice actors really, really well. The main strength of this game, I feel, is the online multiplayer. Get a couple of your friends together, and the online multiplayer is an absolute blast. This game is detailed, it is beautiful, and sometimes I just like to play it where I'm just walking through the city of Los Santos and just taking in all the detail and just taking in all the environment. It is a living, breathing city, beautifully rendered by Rockstar, and a must play for anybody.
4 years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Burning Legion. Though Azeroth was saved, the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated.
That's right, guys. World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft was released in 2004 by Blizzard Entertainment. World of Warcraft is an MMORPG. which means massively multiplayer online role-playing game. And you guys are probably wondering why it's so far up on my list, and the reason behind that is World of Warcraft is the best MMORPG to date. I don't think there are any MMORPGs that can still match up to World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft was the game that got everything rolling in regards to MMORPG. And even to this date, it has got a massive player base. Now, I do admit, with the latest expansions for the past couple of years, they have been weak and they've lost a little bit of their magic. But the World of Warcraft that I cherish so much, and the reason why it's so far up my list, is the original World of Warcraft and Burning Crusade. Wrath of Lich King was okay also, but it's those first couple of expansions and the base game. World of Warcraft is a game which has a wide range of player base. I mean, I knew friends on World of Warcraft who were 90 years old, and I knew players on World of Warcraft who were as young as 8 or 9. So you can see the breadth of ages that played World of Warcraft. And I remember I used to finish university. There was a set time, 8 p.m, log on, meet my friends online, meet my clan members online, and we used to start raiding and having fun. The game has really strong mechanics for boss battles and raids, and the feeling that the game gives you for accomplishment is unrivaled. For example, the first time my guild defeated Illidan, or the first time we killed Arthas, 25 people working inside a raid, working together, each person working as his role, the healers healing the tanks, the healers healing the raid team, the DPSs dishing out the damage, and as soon as a boss is dropped, the achievement and the success and the feeling that you get is unrivaled, and I haven't got that from any game, that adrenaline rush. This is why World of Warcraft is so far up my list, and I recommend it to anybody to give this game a go.
1.
You should have acted. They're already here. The Elder Scrolls told of their return. Their defeat was merely a delay.
Elder Scrolls Skyrim, my number 1 game. Elder Scrolls Skyrim is an open world role-playing game by Bethesda Game Studios, and it is the 5th game of the series of the Elder Scrolls. It was released on November 11, 2011. And for my number 1 title, I needed a game that I played which completely I was in awe with. Now, Skyrim did that. When I started playing it, I was tingling all over. I was tingling with excitement. I couldn't wait to explore the world of Skyrim that was laid in front of me. The cold tundra, the lore that the game world offered, the books inside the game, I even read them, and they fleshed out the lore even more. And the way the game played, you played a character who was of Dragonborn, a special warrior who absorbed the essence of the dragons and used the voice of the dragons to fight them back. And you went on this epic journey as the Dragonborn through Skyrim as the story unfolded. The game is long, it's got expansion packs, and the game is totally engrossing. I was completely taken into this game, into the world of this game, and I was completely taken in, playing my character the way I wanted to play him. I went on exploring, I left the main storyline, I went into dungeons which are dark and creepy, and it was wonderful. Not only that, Skyrim has a awesome community of modders. I mean, there are literally thousands of Skyrim mods that you can install to customize the game to your own taste, from graphic mods to story mods, from the way the game plays. The game has a wonderful community and it's absolutely timeless and a must play for everyone. Thank you for sticking and watching my video right to the end. Like if you like this video, dislike if you dislike with this video, comment in the comment section whether you agree with my top 10 list or you disagree with my top 10 list. If you disagree, write what would be your top 10 games of all time. And thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day.